Hey everybody, welcome back. We lost our last run on video, but on the Switch, I think we're up to like Ascension 12, just to show that the hope is still there. But we're on the same level, I guess, because we're on Ascension 12 here. And you know what won that run for me on the Switch? A little card called Blasphemy that I previously have overlooked, but realizing that Blasphemy allows you to enter Divinity, which is like an energy bonus, I think, and also triple damage for that turn, is kind of incredible when it gets upgraded so that you have Retain on it. Then you just hold it until you get, well, like, what was the engine for me? I had, the classic, like, Establishment build. I had Smites coming into hand every turn. I had Establishment so that they became cheaper after I held them for a turn. I had Reach Heaven through Violence, and then all of a sudden you start doing the numbers and you're like, okay, every Smite is like 36 damage for 0 once you enter the Divinity form. Your Through Violences start doing like, 120 damage a pop, and they have Retain on them to begin with. So if you just hold like, 2 or 3 of those, you play a Divinity or a Blasphemy, and then it's all over. So that worked out very well for me. I'm not saying we're going to try to force it here, just that every time I play the game, I get a little bit more open to some strategies that previously I considered kind of gated, right? This is one of these two is like the basic. Like I'm just gonna give it the old college try to win on like pure mechanics. I'm gonna take 18 damage in order to try to get maybe an early a shop of some early value. And if it doesn't work, this is like a levered kind of risk-taking expedition. We'll just start another one. It's that easy. So I love Wheel Kick. I think it's, especially if you can get into Wrath on a previous turn and then at the start of next turn play this for 30 damage. Nothing's living through this on floor 1, really. That being said, I think, believe it or not, I consider having... You have 23 HP. Tell you what, why don't we just invest in ourselves here? I think having a second mechanism to enter Wrath is so important. Honestly, early on, I think we can totally make a signature move work, and if it sucks later, then, we'll deal with it then. For now, though, I'm very content with where we stand. This is going to make a lot of these early combats pretty easy. I'm stupid, by the way. I didn't even think about what we had in hand before we did that, but no big deal. We'll play this, and then would you look at that? 60 damage. Swift Potion backing us up. I will say I'm kind of burying the lead. I did also have Shuriken, which made a Flurry of Blows work really well for me on that run, but and an Ornamental Fan. But anyway, like, let's not worry about that too much. I'm gonna take a Tantrum. Just more ways to enter that Wrath stance. Now let's take a look. What do we like here? 3 skills AoE damage really kind of appeals to me. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna think I don't know what I'm talking about. By the way, I think we're 1 away from being able to buy Duality and Clockwork Souvenir, which is a little unfortunate. I think, so this is, it's basically, it's 394 minus 1, so it's 393, we can't afford it. We could get Letter Opener, Clockwork Souvenir, but I respect Duality now, because I realize, when it says Temp Dex, it doesn't mean, like, you get 1 Dex, and I should have realized this the first time I had it, but you don't get 1 Dex for, your next card, you get Dex until the end of your turn. I get they want to keep the card design elegant, I'm not upset. Give me a Blind. I actually think that can be an amazing card, and I'll take a Tranquility as well. So we stuffed the deck. Blind is a really good early target. For me, at least. There's easy kills. That much is for certain. You're the strongest, or you're the tankiest. You're doing the most damage. So why don't you stay weak? We got literally 20 damage. I think it's a good time to use a potion, honestly. And I'm just going to be straight up with you. We drew what I would describe as like pure trash. I'm going to And sure, we should have done that in the opposite order. We would have actually saved 3 block, 3 damage, which is pretty substantial when you think about it. But this at least literally kills you. Just a good... We got to get in the mindset of playing our defense before our attacks now, which is totally fine. You'll die in a hit. Is there any way we can also kill you? Surely like something like this. Remember, we're playing our... Oh, we just literally hit you. That works. Okay, that works. I think we can take a flurry of blows, and my whole reasoning for this time is because the duality, I think, changes the way we play it. I think that we're happy to have it not for the damage, but for basically every time we play this, it's plus plus 1 block for every defend we play that turn. So the deck's getting modestly complicated already, but this was a good faith effort. These were the cards that I thought worked best. I just don't like this turn, unfortunately. I think... I mean, we strike for sure. We are low on AoE, which is to say we don't have it. I think we'll just play 2 defends and stay safe here. As long as we hold Tranquility and Miracle, it's like Tranquility costs 0, or we could use the Miracle for something else. We can play a signature move here, which is very important. We'll end up taking damage in the process, but that's just how the cookie crumbles on this one. So we'll make sure... probably you're going to be the next closest that we can kill. Taking 10 damage to speed up this elite fight. You know, it's like... Well, I was going to say it's like buying your house in cash so that you don't end up paying interest on your mortgage, but, I mean, considering the current interest rates in this environment, I mean, to buy cash when you consider the opportunity cost of what you'd miss out on in the market over the next 30 years, that's a little silly. So, you know, basically the long and short of it is we don't need to get into that. There might be a better line here, but I think... Just to be straight up, like, I mean, I could Tantrum, Strike, Tranquility. That's 19 damage, and we take 10. I don't really like that. I kind of like, I mean, forgive me, but I kind of like 6 damage. Take 4. And then I'm going to put myself in Tranquility just to use our energy, because it doesn't get cheaper turn over turn yet. We want an establishment later, but we're not there yet. So you're already dead. We can just go... You know what? We could actually probably kill you instead. Do we want that? I think we're about 50-50 on drawing strikes. Or drawing dazes, I should say. Like, we definitely like this. That's just good. And then... A crescendo is just... It's so dangerous. If I crescendo, we'll be a 4 energy. Which is not enough to play both defends. So we would end up taking like 13 damage. I think we do try to kill you instead. So we should, in this case, crescendo... Right, I forgot about the flurry of blows, but that's okay. That allows us to... We're going to do this and this. Then we're going to hit you for 60. And we really just need to draw, like, a single attack next turn. Which we did. Literally draw a single attack. Ceramic Fish early. 9 gold for every card we add to the deck. I'm a fan. Wave of the Hand, I'm a fan. I don't like being a coward early, but keep in mind we took this 18 damage on the... Hey, on the very first node. This is how you have to start. So now let's do the numbers. What works better? Eruption Tantrum or Tantrum Eruption? Tantrum Eruption is 27 damage. Eruption Tantrum is 9 plus 18. Guess what? It's 27 damage. Would you look at that? What a world. What a world we find ourselves in. So this is 24 damage. Just for 2 energy. Or 30 if you want to play your Miracle alongside it, which just doesn't seem that productive to me. I think you're much better off doing that. So you're half dead. We just want to draw some attacks. This is like, you couldn't ask for anything better than this. It's just the best turn we could have had. White Beast statue. Very, very good. And an early-ish, I feel like it's an early-ish lesson learned. We can do something here. And I'm learning quickly. Remember, we can play, or really we should play a potion, but we don't have to play it on turn 1. So we want to make lesson learned and signature move work. That's the dream here. Can we make it work on this turn? We're going to send everything we got to make it happen. It would look like this. It would look like this. 20 damage. Might as well hit you one more time just to get in the habit. There we go. Good stuff. We're going to get rid of an energy potion so we can have a 5 strength upgrade if we want. I really like Mental Fortress is pretty good. But I kind of just think we need a block. And we want to do as much combat as possible because it gives us more lesson learned triggers for sure. Remember, we're going to get a potion from this. I think you got to use your potions. Like, I know that this seems like a waste for, like, such a basic encounter. I'm not sure I totally agree with that, by the way, but... Now, let's think about this. There's 23 damage out there. What about a Vigilance? I can already tell you this won't work. Because what I was thinking was, like, as long as I can kill you, I don't mind taking double damage because it's half as many enemies. But I don't think that's the play here, unfortunately. The play... you know what, actually, we could totally kill you, now that I look at it. We could also just hit you, and then take no damage, and not be in the double damage state for the next turn, which I think is totally fine. Because we're trying to, again, just get into a lesson learned type position here. Which we will. Every card this hits is a dream for us. Oh, we only have 1 energy. Okay, so just take 2 damage. That's fine. This now has the potential to get us there. A lot of people, when I said, what's the best card in the Watcher pool? A lot of people said Lesson Learned, #1. Which was, I gotta sneeze. A little surprising to me. I always thought it was... I mean, here's the thing. Basically, if you make it work right, it's like a random campfire, which is amazing. You probably hit, like... 7 campfires over the course of an entire run, so like that's really good. Stance Exit's great, Bowling Bash is great. I don't really think we need another attack right now. I think if anything we need some ways to make blocks work a little bit better. A lot of great stuff here, honestly. I think Warpaint is fine, but with Lesson Learned maybe it's not essential. Another Flurry of Blows. I'm wary about having too many. But I think a Spirit Shield actually... You know, I literally just said I wanted blocks, so this makes a lot of sense. How much? This will give us 15 block. We're happy to have a duplication potion for the next time. And there's 22 damage on the board. But this will weaken all enemies. Only for 1 turn. But I still think this is the line. Maybe I'm crazy. We take a small amount of damage, but it was kind of just a curse draw for what we're trying to accomplish, right? This is where you just, like, 1 consecration just wipes these guys, but we didn't get 1 concentration. Or 1 consecration. Well, I'm certainly not thrilled about it, but also totally fine. Oh, we have Pen Nib already. Oh my god. It's... I mean, it doesn't really change too much, but sure, I guess we'll do it like this. I'm totally fine to play it like this. It's not stellar, and we'll probably rest before our fight anyway, so, like, I'm not sweating it, but anything to get a lesson learned out there is you know, it's acceptable in my world. This does 6 damage. Let's do it like this then. This will bring a Flurry of Blows back into hand, and we get 10 block. I really... this run is going to require me to stay relatively, like, switched on from an arithmetic standpoint, which is a scary thought. We got 9 and 6. Let's just make sure that the strongest enemy dies, and then the next strongest enemy dies, and then get hit by one of those. So what do we want from our boss? We're starting to think a little further ahead, okay? What I want from our boss predominantly... this is a great upgrade target for me. And the question becomes, what do? If we were to upgrade something... it would probably be a wave of the hand. I think we can make it work. I think we can smith it, and if it doesn't work well, then, hey, lesson learned. But I'm starting to think about the future here, okay? And what does the future look like for me? Well, it's not the best signature move play you'll ever find in your life, with pen nib active, but... the future for me looks like getting an establishment, or maybe a blasphemy. I don't see a good reason for blasphemy, like, not to apply on this one. And I certainly don't mind taking 2 damage. They've got 4 turns of weakness out there. We'd like to erupt next turn. It seems like something that's definitely possible. Like, it's not exceptional. I think that's apparent. But we're really gonna, like, don't even worry about the damage we deal until... yeah, okay. Don't even worry about the damage we deal until we enter a Wrath state. Like, we just gotta pick our moments here. Like, a crescendo into a signature move is kind of the dream. I know, I mean, this looks kind of bad. And admittedly, like, it is kind of bad. We're not doing as much damage as I want, but a crescendo signature move is 60 damage in and of itself, so... now we have to get to the crescendo signature move, obviously. Which is not going to happen this turn. I have to believe we can do 39 damage in the double damage state. Like, can't we just Tranquility, pop out of it with a crescendo for an energy bonus, and then just start smacking you about? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't see, by the way, with no Tranquility, this is actually very scary. And here's our signature move. We should just kill you this turn. I'm not going to have the energy required to. That's highly unfortunate. I don't know why I became Emperor Palpatine for a second. Yeah, I mean, we're not even 1 energy short. We're 2 energy short. If we'd ended in the Vigilance stance, it'd be a different story. We're drawing a strike next turn, so it's not like a terrible idea to just play an attack this turn, if you got one. Honestly, I think you should just play Tantrum. You don't take very much damage off of it. You do a decent amount of damage with Pen Nib. $24 damage. I'm not sweating that, man. Like, it's gonna be a little tight, okay? We're at 13 HP. You're doing 28 damage. Is there a way out of this for us? There must be. You're still doing 28 damage, so, like, we're not living. But a duplication potion now means we're sitting very pretty. Oh, I didn't even realize. Don't talk to me. That's my one condition. Don't speak to me. We did get the kill. I didn't realize we were in Wrath and we're taking double damage. Now, Alpha's great. It has a huge energy cost. Like, here's the thing. We already have a Spirit Shield. I think it's fine to take 2 maybe, but it's not that exciting. Keep in mind, these are the ramblings of a madman. I don't know much about the game. I'm learning as I go. Alpha, well, Diva Form is an amazing card. It just has a high energy cost. The problem is Alpha actually has, like, double the energy cost spread across multiple turns where we're not going to know how much energy we're going to have on those turns. So I think you just take a Diva Form, look for, like, an energy relic, and then think about how you're going to get a payoff. And I think the best Diva Form payoff is, like, maybe enough blocks so you can live for a long time, and then playing a Conjure Blade for X, where X is equal to, like, 6 or greater, and then doing a double damage Expunger for, like, 200 damage. So of these, I really don't think Velvet Choker... It seems like it works against Diva form, so I'm actually just going to take the Astrolabe. And let's change 2 strikes and 1 defend. We got Crescendo Flying Sleeves and then a... Was that another Spirit Shield? That actually seems like that couldn't have gone better. Now, our energy is kind of scuffed. But it is what it is. Let's do... I want to do fights. Because we have... Well, we get a potion from each fight for 1. But also, Lesson Learned has a better chance to pop. I think our best fight opportunity is this line right here. We get some question marks interspersed in the middle just to see what could happen. You're doing 12 damage. We can play some cards before we need to worry about that. We know we want to do that. Like, that's your given. And then... Sure. I mean, I don't know if I don't think it's possible for us to have done that without having played our Miracle. So I'm not sweating that. We could have done this. Well, no, I don't. I mean, we're gonna take a little damage. It's not a huge problem. I don't think I definitely don't think we want to swap here. Sorry, it's pretty early on a Saturday. Caffeine's just hitting the bloodstream. This is the situation you don't want to see, which is you have to do the math. Is it possible for us to kill you with Lesson Learned? My assumption is no. But let's see. You would play, for maximum damage, you would start with a Tranquility, Crescendo out of it. Tantrum would do 18 damage, which would put you on 33. No, Tantrum would do 18 damage. You're on 51. No, you're on 61. It would put you on 43. Hold on. What if we can get a crescendoed Lesson Learned with Pen Nib to do 40? Which would look like... Okay, hold on. Tranquility. Crescendo. This will do 18. You'll be on 43. Good. This will then do 40. Screw you. But we can then kill you with a strike. Can we do it in the opposite order and get a Lesson Learned to pop? Tranquility Crescendo, 43. This will do 36, and Lesson Learned should kill you. Okay. 43? My god. He did the math. He did the monster math. I knew there was one in there. It just felt right. I always like more stance Exeters, but I'm wary of screwing with the balance of the deck right now. Okay, an interesting shop. Don't really care about potions right now. The boot, I mean, is like basically +1 damage to to our Flurry of Blows, but we could also just upgrade it at any given point. I'm not sold on any of the cards, perhaps ironically. I definitely think maybe we could cut like a basic defend, which makes Lesson Learned better in a roundabout fashion. Maybe we are okay with a finesse as well. It's kind of weak. I'm worried that it would... and we're thinking too far ahead, probably, but I'm worried it would dilute us against the Timekeeper. So I think it's got to be played. For a number of reasons, but the big one is that we could possibly get Lesson Learned working on this turn. The thing about a Diva form is we don't have to play it. Like... Probably should have played a Wave of the Hand. But there's really no reason we have to play a Diva form. If it gets exhausted, it gets exhausted. It's all about trying to make Lesson Learned work. Look, I'm not willing to stall on this one. I'd much rather just make sure you're dead. Stance Potion beats Fairy in a Jar for now. I've come to respect Cut Through Fate a little bit more. Who knows, maybe that could have gotten us to our lesson learned target, and everything would have fallen into place. You gotta get hit. You gotta get hit. Let's get an insight in our deck. Everything's about to get mighty expensive, but that's why we're happy to have a bottled miracle. Well... We're not gonna kill you. Even with Pen Nib, like, there's no chance. I'm a believer in Eruption. Like, look at the extra decks we're pulling off of this is just, like, it's kind of stupid. We could take 4 damage, but I think I'd rather use my Miracle. And then, now we're taking 1 damage, and we got some energy stored for the next turn. I was just gonna say, this is like your kind of dream signature move, and I think you're dead. Because Crescendo takes us to 3 energy. Flying Sleeves takes us to 1, and then signature move can be played. Yeah. And we got Flurry of Blows backing us up, which actually gets us closer to Pen Nib for the next turn, so sure, why not? I think I'm content where I stand with these, although the Fear Potion's better for Lesson Learned for sure. Mental Fortress is a little tempting. I'm not sure it's quite there, but it's a little tempting. 22 max HP is a little much for me to lose right now. That's a tough one. Let's make Diva Form not ethereal. That way, we got a much better chance to play it. And we will be using probably like both of our potions here. I think you start Tantrum, because we have an Empty Fist to back us up. We'll probably pop Bottled Miracles, but let's start with a Cut Through Fate. Don't draw a Sender's Bane turn 1. Play that out. Empty Fist. 36 damage because of the Pen Nib. That's pretty amazing. Let's... I will still pop. We'll just hold the Miracles in hand. And then we can play... Well, we'll hold one of the Miracles in hand. We'll take 1 damage. It would be nice to preserve our other potion. I don't know if it's going to be doable. You're definitely not dead. So I think this turn literally is just... I hate to say it. I think it's just... Unless maybe you want a Stance Potion into Calm. Pop out. Okay, let's play it out, because if this allows us to play Diva Form, it might be worth it. You Stance Potion into Calm. Tantrum out for 9 damage. This will put you at 4 energy. Vigilance, Miracle, Diva Form. We take 6 damage and we get extra energy every turn. Sure, okay, you know, it might be not the proper way to do this, but we no longer have to think about the optimum potion yield, because we get potions from every combat, so who cares? This seems to me to be a simple turn of simply... I mean, we could just play Spirit Shield, Spirit Shield. I actually think that might be our best play. We take no damage. It's not necessarily incredible, but it is something. We like. And we have to do it like this. And it's not the best thing for our future gameplay. But by playing out all of our stances, we get, you know, +3 block on every block that we play. 21. We probably didn't have to do this in this order, but whatever. Whatever. I say whatever, but it actually matters, like, a lot. Start with an insight. Wave of the Hand is not relevant here. The question is, can we kill you? And I think the answer is definitely yes. It's because we can play a signature move, which means you're dead. Unfortunately, I don't think Lesson Learned is going to be playable for the trigger, which is unfortunate, but we still got out of that fight feeling pretty good. And I gotta be honest, a Bottled Flame, huh? What do we want turn 1? Pardon me on the slurp. I really feel like a signature move turn 1. Lesson Learned, you need enemies to be a little lower on HP for the payout. Let's go to this question mark. I still want more lesson learned to work, but... By the way, can I... Is it bad form to say that signature move already has started to pay out? And look at this, now we get lesson learned at some point, and at some point being, I guess, the operative phrase, but... now we get lesson learned at some point, and you're basically already dead. And by basically, I mean not dead, but could be in the future pretty easily. Oops, just play this. Okay, well, actually, like, a lesson learned, I think, just kills you dead right now because of pen nib. We need, to... Start me here, okay? A spirit shield is so good, but I'm really getting, like, tunnel visioned on the idea of this lesson learned. Look, I have to kill you. I wish I didn't. I'm very thankful. My flurry of blows, please? Oh, why I didn't play a vigilance. Why would you get a flurry of blows? And there's lesson learned. One turn too late, unfortunately. A stance exiter would be nice. No stance exit today. Well, in that case, we don't want to play our potion if possible. I would very much like to... I mean, a crescendo... Knowing that we're going to play a vigilance last this turn no matter what. Sounds fine to me. We just need to save enough energy. So this is 24, this is 18 damage. Let's play the 24 damage. And of course, I'm looking at, like, is there any... Maybe with the Entropic Brew, there's a way we can let it happen. But I don't think that's the case. Unless now I'm like, okay, hold on. We crescendo... We go to 3 energy, we get a flurry of blows. The flurry of blows takes you down to 48. No, 46. This will only do 20 and this will do 18. I don't think we can get there. This is a nasty turn for damage. I think we pop the Entropic Brew just to see what we got. And you know what? Let's take a little, like, Tommy need drinky here. Actually, in my opinion, allows us the opportunity to stall and maybe see if we can get a lesson learned payout. We got one. It's swinging around, so as long as we can get to 18 block, I'm not worried, man. I might even just go... Well, I think there's a number of ways you could do this. I think an easy one is, like, Empty Fist for energy. And, of course, we could get very close to killing you. Then, Wave of the Hand, Spirit Shield. By the way, we have Diva form. I don't know why, like, I'm tunnel visioning on, like, having 3 energy when we have Diva form. It changes things quite drastically. Okay, I think that actually ended up working out so much better than I ever could have expected. Now, Lesson Learned actually gets the payout. It hit a good card. We got our potion back. I do feel like a Bowling Bash is kind of tempting, but believe it or not, in spite of how things went on that last fight, oh, Tori is kind of sick, man. I'm pretty happy with where our deck stands right now. I think popping... Oh, Essence of Steel. I always get it confused with the Blessing of the Forge, which is... I mean, they're completely different colors, so I have nothing to offer in my own defense. I don't want to take damage on this turn, but I also really want to play Diva form. But I also really want to play Spirit Shield. I guess we're not losing Diva form, but that still doesn't, like, appeal to me. I think you just take 4 damage. Actually, it'll be nothing because we got the wrong potion, but it worked out just right. How about that? Okay, so now we're set up much more nicely for the future here. Still would love, like, an X card payout, but it is what it is. Let's Tranquility just to have it stored. You can save a Flying Sleeves for the future. Hey, we don't need retain cards to be cheaper necessarily, if instead of that we could just have 1 extra energy per turn for life. It's not realistic necessarily to assume we're going to be able to exit stance. So I don't think you play Eruption just yet. I think you can get away with, like... This is only 5 block. You guys are already weak? Okay, hit me with that then. And you know what? Let's just add 1 more weakness on top of that. I think we're in a super good spot right now. We have too many, we have too many Wrath Enablers. And not enough Stance Exiters. That's my current assessment of where we stand on this run. Let's play this. It had to be played at some point. And then this. And then we could Vigilance. And then we could exit. I don't know why. Oh, I guess so we could get that out there. Sure, okay, it's not as bad as I thought it was. We're definitely in signature move territory. We're probably getting close to lesson learned. I think we're probably at lesson learned, honestly. We just had... It's a tricky situation because we got to make sure that our lesson learned would get the kill. And it'll do 40 damage if we're in the Wrath state. So, yeah, there you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. We had to play around. We didn't want to accidentally kill enemies with... Sure. You know, why not? We didn't want to accidentally kill enemies with like a flurry of blows that was doing 4 times more damage than it should because of Pen, Nib, and Crescendo. Liquid Memories is also fine. I really like a Perseverance, honestly. I think we can continue smithing. Let's get that other Spirit Shield, you know, ready to go. I'm not 100% confident in this one, but I'm certainly not, like, displeased with where we stand. I wish we could play this Miracle. Is not going to be possible. You know what we could do, though? We could always use Liquid Memories to bring a signature move back. This is a very weird way to play this, but watch, okay? Empty Fist into Eruption. That way we end in the Wrath stance, and if we can, to bring signature move back to my hand, it would have to cost 0. It makes it cost 0, right? Then it would be... Oh, it's so stupid that we can't get this to actually pop the way I want it to pop. Because, like, we're going to have Pen Nib, but we won't be able to play signature move because we got 2 attacks. So it would be like, Tantrum would take you to 24 down, you'd be at 81. Strike would do another 24. So you'd be at 57. And then signature move would do 80? I mean, in that case... Don't screw me on this one. That, I mean, I'm happy with myself. Well, we will take a Blasphemy, absolutely. You know what I'm going to say, let's get weird. Now... I actually love the idea, believe it or not, of gaining 2 potion slots. This is how you know I'm a changed man. Because that was not on my radar earlier in life, okay? So Blasphemy, we really want this to get retained as quickly as possible. We can play this a little... It doesn't matter if you play it later. We want it to get retained, and the reasoning is very simple. Then, at any given point, if triple our existing damage would get us to lethal... I mean, there's multiple ways to do this, but let's do it like this. If tripling the existing damage that you have in hand would get you to lethal, then you've won. Literally, it just wins you the fight. Next turn, let's... Well, we're drawing something right now. Let's draw into this strike. That way we hopefully don't draw past something very useful on our next turn. I mean, to be honest, we don't really have to weaken you. What are we drawing? It's possible we won't get enough damage to kill you. But we have many stance disablers, so I'm actually just going to play... the Flurry of Blows, man! The Flurry of Blows. Well, you Tantrum out. Flurry of Blows. Flying Sleeves, it comes so close. I mean, with a Strength Potion, it gets you, but I got the confidence that we're going to get there anyway. Maybe. Oh, yeah. Of course, just changing stance. 2 speed potions, huh? Very, very interesting. Let's rest up here. So the downside of Blasphemy is really that you gotta do the math. That's the frightening part. So, early on, we know we're probably going to want a strength potion. Lesson learned is very unlikely to hit a payout. But I think, for now, you want to see what we're drawing. An early perseverance, just to have it in hand, is something. And apart from that, is like a trash turn, unfortunately. It's really just not good. We'll play the lesson learned just to dump it. At least, it's still 12 damage, which is not great, but it's something. Certainly we can start with a flurry of blows. We have many wrath enablers, so I don't mind like hitting a crescendo into a flurry of blows. Into a strike. Into an empty fist that actually gets a kill, surprisingly to me. And then perseverance means we take 1 damage, which is a much better turn than I thought would happen. Honestly, the Diva form stall, I'm not sure I minded that much. We're about to get Pen Nib. Blind, I mean, you might as well play it. Anything to hopefully get through this as quickly as possible. We would like it if Tantrum did double damage, I think. So this will do 40. This does 11. I think we actually have to crescendo. If we want to get the kill here, we have to crescendo first. $44. This does 80. Well, I don't want to, like, double kill you. Oh, you know what? We do it like this. Okay. You're dead. You give us the Diva form. We play the Diva form. We live for a couple turns here. This is where you're like, I said we live for a couple turns. You're doing 48 damage. This is why we saved these. There you go. You got something out of it. Hey, why not throw 40 damage in on top then? Now we can exit stance. Not that it matters that much. Start with the insight, because like signature moves are big here. This is huge. Holding a perseverance is also huge. I mean, the real question is, do we want to try to apply a weakness? I don't know if we're going to have enough energy to get it all out there. We want to, you know what? I think we want to stall. I agree with the game's implicit assessment here. What is the implied position? Oh, we're not going to be able to get one more block. I think the implication is end in the vigilance stance and then use your energy advantage to push them down over future turns. Like, we get pretty close to the point where a Blasphemy can get a kill, even without having built our deck for Blasphemy, like, in the slightest. So I want to be in calm, so we're... right. I want to be in calm, so we're not taking double damage and just dying. Because we applied so much block last turn, we get to apply weakness to you this turn, which makes us much more likely to survive. Flying Sleeves obviously helps. This is 23, 39. 39 plus another 3 is 42. I'll play a Flying Sleeves. Just to get my block up. It does also get us closer to Pen Nib, I suppose, but yeah, I wanted to hold it for a future Blasphemy, but Blasphemy is kind of like, it's a bit of an ugly duckling in the deck right now, but it should get there. Right. The thing is, we don't want to draw an attack. That way we can play signature move. I just hold Tranquility. Why not? We only need to do 68 damage. They're not even lethaling us this turn, which is very funny to me. So a strike right now, thanks to Pen Nib, I think a strike will do 66. An Empty Fist will be in a similar boat. But I mean, like, you can totally Blasphemy here. Instead of 44, it'll do 66, and an Empty Fist will get the kill. Or vice versa. Okay, very nice. Now, an Energy Relic would really hit the spot. We don't need a second Diva form. That's madness. I think a Scrawl works well if you consider it like a late-game Diva form payout that could allow us to get something out of it. Less card rewards, double potion value, more miracles. I'm honestly of the position this deck can win by itself right now. As much as I really do like Holy Water, you could have like 6 energy turn 1. But 4 energy every turn is a little bit more consistent. Of course, you look at the pink miracles, right? And you're like, well, if we just get Diva Form on turn 1, then this always pays out better for us. Yeah, but if you don't get Diva Form turn 1, then, you know, things get a little trickier, right? This is the fight we want. Like, Fire, Elite Fire gives us a great ability to not be killed, which is one of the more advantageous aspects of the game, I think. If you can avoid being killed, my oh my. I think we can kill you this turn. I think we can come 1 away from killing you, or like 2 damage away from killing you this turn, which is sick, by the way, because of Lesson Learned. So, be smart. You want to end in Vigilance, or with Vigilance, probably. Or maybe just a basic defend. Eruption, signature move. No, it actually kind of sucks. No, you just pop your energy potion, I think. Eruption. Even Crescendo Eruption signature move doesn't get you there, but I'd rather hold Crescendo for next turn if we draw a Lesson Learned. So I think it looks like this. Eruption. Signature move. I'm telling you, I know it looks like it would have gotten there. They would be on 2 HP right now. Energy Potion. You're doing 11 damage. Well, I mean, in that case, why not make sure we take 0? Call me crazy, I don't see a Lesson Learned. Call me crazy, I don't see a single attack. I think you scroll, and you're looking for a Lesson Learned. We didn't get one. But you do get to play a blind. I don't care about getting the Diva Form out there. The fight's already over. Let's add an Insight into our deck. We're just trying to draw into Lesson Learned as quickly as possible for the future. It's not there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can play this. There's Lesson Learned. 10 damage. Crescendo. Lesson Learned. Okay. It isn't the payout I wanted, but that's totally fine. So far, so good. You begin to fall. Take my basic defend, please. I don't really want to hit a shop. I wouldn't mind hitting more combat, but we can also... I know we can get an upgrade. If we make it to that campfire in time. We're with enough HP. Honestly, I was gonna play signature move. But I actually think a Diva Form might be preferable. It's a bit spicy, but we got 1 more turn to prepare. No matter what, I know we want to be in the rat stand. I mean, this is the easiest fight we could have asked for. You're at 113, minus 24. Okay. It's like 89. Science. I do think we want to scrawl still. We do... A pen nib is active right now, huh? That's funny. I mean, we could do 48 damage to you with a Tantrum. But I really... I was gonna say I feel like we could do better next turn, but I actually don't know if that's true. Looking at this now, I don't know if that's true. I think we're better off. As cowardly as this looks, you know what? 14 damage, we got like 20 backing us up. I think because it's going to cost 0, we have to do as much damage as possible. 16, we're not going to get to 25. That sucks. We're gonna be stuck on 20. I'm willing... originally, I was just going to hit you, but I'm willing to try to get a Lesson Learned payout here in order to, like, justify... For me, at least. In order to justify... the loss of the potion. I mean, we're going to get another potion, but I'd rather have as many as possible for the boss fight, obviously. My hand is full, by the way. Personally, I would say, like, if your hand is full, why not just play something? Okay, sure, yeah. We're just waiting to draw this lesson learned. It takes as long as it takes. Hey, look, it took about 4 seconds. Little blasphemy. Why blasphemy, by the way? Because I want to not be scared of it. Hey, Cloak Clasp. At the end of your turn, gain 1 block for each card in hand. What an interesting little block synergy we got going on here. I don't want to skip every card, by the way. Like a Carve Reality actually seems kind of sick. But what's done is done, I suppose. The problem is we have to exit stance before we can play signature move due to Empty Fist. Science. So I think you know, it's a little slower, but I really don't mind playing a Diva form early just to kind of smooth this out for the rest of the game. So a Crescendo lesson learned obviously does not get us a kill. We got to do 9 block. Hey, guess what? Thanks to Cloak Clasp, that's actually extremely simple. Probably would not play Blasphemy here. What? Did you see my days? What the heck happened to my days, man? I always like a Scrawl, especially now that it also pays out with like 5 block. I don't care to weaken the enemies so much. It doesn't seem that relevant to me. What does seem relevant is like getting a kill. So right now we're blocking all the damage. We're gonna get 6. If we play one more card, we'll get 6 block when we end the turn. So do the math, alright? You know what that means? That means we take... No. I mean, I was gonna play it and we would have been certainly fine. We would have had 11 block, I think. However, because we have Pen Nib, I think we can do better. It will require us to draw an attack at some point, which is apparently impossible. But hey, every turn that goes by, Perseverance gets a little better. We definitely, if possible, want a lesson learned. It'll do 40. I think we can get there. I think it's going to take a second. So just work with me. This is why it's nice to have so much energy, right? So we got 26 block. That buys us a little time. Let's start with an Empty Fist. And then I think you're going to look at like a... Well, you know what? We could Flurry of Blows. Crescendo. Lesson learned gets us there. Hit a Tranquility. That's energy saved for the future. And let's not take any dumb damage. How does that sound? Always good. I mean, I'm kind of like looking at this. I guess because we're holding a Crescendo, we can do this. 16, you're doing 10. Man, what a rip. But with a... we're basically just waiting on like a signature move. If a signature move shows up, the enemies are dead. And there it is. We need to put up a staggering amount of block to make this work. But we also have more energy than we know what to do with. Okay, we need to put up even more block. That's actually just funny. I can definitely hit you. I can't hit you as much as I wanted. This will, like, I'll take 56 damage if I play this. Do you understand the humor involved there? It's like this guy is unkillable, man. We can at least smack him. Like, look at that. That's a decent smack right there. And you know what? We play one of these, we can smack him again. I think that we... I mean, obviously, like, things look really good here, right? I think we win this run if we can have, like, good potions for the boss fight. That's where I think we stand at present. I will just take the 100 gold. Maybe we'll hit a shop later, maybe we won't. This is what we wanted, was the opportunity to smith. Blasphemy in hand is going to really shorten some of these fights, which is beautiful. You know, we do have a late-game shop we could still hit, too, and maybe buy, like, a game-changing relic. You have a slow mechanic. So you might think we want to play blocks first. I think you're probably right. Just because we're going to get there anyway. And just, I think we'll do it like this. It's not the best first turn. But we have a deck that scales as turns go on, thanks to Diva form. Which is what we're going to fish for on draw here. Without having gotten one, we're going to fish deeper. Didn't get there, but that's totally fine. So this... 25. I think we play real coward strats here. Like, you might disagree, and you might be right for the record, but even 2 turns of weakness, I gotta remember Cloak Clasp as well. I'm okay with it. So we'll start here. We'll hit you with one of those, because we might be changing stances. We will not be changing stances, but we will be entering Diva form. In theory, what are we drawing next? Blasphemy? We're not gonna kill you next turn, so I don't mind that, but it's not that good. Certainly, we could Tranquility Crescendo. That takes us to 2 energy, at which point we hit you with an Eruption, and we probably just say whatever, right? Now we gotta start to pop. No question. I think you can Tantrum. Our damage sucks right now, but it is what it is. You get that out there. We want to play a signature move. Is there anything else? I don't think so. So in that case, you can actually play a defend just to hit the slow, make signature move a little better. We have too many retained cards. Our deck is too full. That's my bad. But look at this. 36 block for 2. End the way to exit stance. Flurry of blows. We might actually get to 60 block. We probably shouldn't. I mean, here's the thing. As long as we play Tranquility, we're already set right now. So you might as well just start, you know, tossing stuff at the well here. We'll just play Tranquility. Another Flurry of Blows on top of that. Blasphemy is just chilling. It's just waiting. Don't even worry about it. 33 block. How about 36? Take one of those and call me in the morning. Let's see if we can draw. I was just going to say, if we can draw into a stance Disabler, then we can totally play an Eruption, then a Tantrum. We want the maximum damage there. Blasphemy still doesn't quite get us there. So let's exit stance. Flurry of Blows. Play and Evaluate, just so we got stuff for the future. Pass your turn. And hopefully, you know, you and I are having the same journey of discovery right now. I definitely feel like more of a believer than ever before. So Vigilance Crescendo just makes space in hand. The question is whether or not a Blasphemy gets us to lethal. And this is where the math gets just messed up, right? So Blasphemy, I gotta think, okay? My hunch is that it gets us there. The problem is that if it doesn't, things are really tough. And I'm too lazy to do the math. You know what the solution for that is? You either put up enough block or you do the math. So let's do the math. If we Blasphemy, we're going to have enough energy to do whatever we want. That's not a problem. Tantrum will do 32 damage. We're going to just apply a slow factor after, like a fudge factor, to see if we're within a tolerance range. So you'll be at 102. And then 21, you'll be at 81. And then this would do 30, which will put you at 51. We're not even close, but we might be able to get there if you look at a cut-through fate and what the cut-through fate would give us. So it gives us a Flying Sleeves, which will now do 18 damage twice. So that's worth... and we've done damage. So this is Blasphemy. This will be 36. Puts you on 78. This would be 36. Puts you on 42. This would do 42 with the scaling factor. No, it would do like 32 with the scaling factor. I'm so mad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like, just give me some draw. Okay. Wave of the Hand. Sanctity. Now we got a Flurry of Blows. I think that gets us there. Especially because of the slows that we've played. Blasphemy. This also gets us to a Pen Nib. I mean, this could lose us the run. So it's a bit dangerous. This almost kills you. It turns out it's not that dangerous. We maybe didn't have to use the potion, but I give myself permission to have used the potion. I would love it if we could get a Talk to the Hand to work, but I really don't think... I think it's too late for us to rely on it, unfortunately. I wish it weren't, because it's, you know, it's sick. Scrawl, I mean, for 0, sure, maybe it helps us draw into a Diva form that we can then afford. Toy Ornithopter's, like, disgusting. Yeah, why not? I was worried about this guy, but, like, not to an absurd extent. Hear me out here. Eruption. Empty Fist. Crescendo. Miracle. Signature move for 80. I love it. I love that. Now, we haven't... Oh, we're in the Wrath Stance, which is a little bit deleterious, I suppose. But look at that. We're exiting our Wrath Stance. Look at this. This is so much better than I thought it could be. We got... literally everything we needed for, like, the ultimate possible payout. We don't even need to exit the Wrath Stance, which puts us in such a nice position for our next turn. And, don't, you know what? Oh, we're going to draw Spirit Shield this turn. That's fine, actually, because I think we have Lethal on this turn. Blasphemy, just by itself, might get us there, but... I mean, do we know if we're there with Blasphemy? We must be, right? Blasphemy would make this do... 18 damage twice, 36. This, it was pre-upgraded. This will do 39. Wow, and the math actually checked out. That's even better to me. I'll totally take a vault, man. Like, we absolutely need it. This, we're... I don't know how many times I can say this, okay? And still have you believe it. But I feel like this is the best I've ever played. Let's get rid of these two. I mean, you know what? We can actually hold a Blasphemy in hand and then use it on a turn where we win easily. Like, this... Am I insane to think that this is, like, the best I've ever played? Like, from front to back? Maybe yes, maybe no, but... I don't feel insane, let's put it that way. You definitely want a Diva form. I don't think we can... you know what? I think we can get there. You're doing, what, 24 damage? Schmack ya. The thing is, you don't really have to play a Diva form. I think we've already killed you. So let's just let that Diva form cycle. I guess I should preface this by saying, like, there's no reason this couldn't all go wrong. I don't think you play Blasphemy here. It just scares me, man. It just scares me. I don't think there's a reason this couldn't all go wrong. Even here, we're taking a little damage, but with Toy Ornithopter, it's completely irrelevant. And with Tori, actually, it's even more irrelevant than I originally had even anticipated. We'll just stall till we get the draw we need. But, like, at no point in this run have I felt like I was in danger whatsoever, which is unusual by my standards. So, I mean, a Blasphemy, I think, just straight up kills you. But hold on. I just want to be sure. And I think you can't really blame a guy for just wanting to be... We did lose Pen Nib. Okay, you can blame a guy, but only a little bit for wanting to be sure. We get another Smithing, which is just... It's kind of unfathomable to me that we're, like... doing the third floor like this. This guy's annoying. Everybody knows that. We can use a potion here. I don't know. We'll probably use an attack potion to make up the difference, I think. It's a bit spooky, but... We definitely, like, just holding these till the next turn is totally fine. To dip in and out of the stances as desired is fantastic. I'm worried about a Blasphemy, just like, we're not gonna kill you, so we don't really need Blasphemy, and it's gonna stick in our hand and be, like, mighty annoying. So we can vault. We gotta live for like one extra turn as a result of this, but it's okay. As long as we have ways to exit our Wrath stance, I don't mind just smacking you, man. Like, yeah, we gotta do 90. Like, that's not easy. But on the other hand, it's very easy. $24. I think you... We know we have a Diva form in here, but we only have 3 turns left. You know, I think you... I think you just passed turn. No sweat. Now there's our Diva form. With 2 turns remaining, we're playing 3 energy to get 1 energy next turn. This is the worst trade deal in the history of deals. I would not recommend. 28 damage. 22 damage. No damage. Now, we don't have to play a potion. And in my opinion, that's kind of like where people go wrong a little bit. If we don't have to play a potion, then we don't have to play a potion. If we want to play a potion, that's a different story, okay? The problem I have right now is I can't exit stance. But I can play two spirit shields, which will be like 60-something defend, and then a protect, which will get us mighty close, especially with cloak clasp. I can't play the protect. I can play a defend. That takes us to 68. I think you just play this, and then, you know, we take 7 damage. It's totally fine. We take 1 damage. I'm not gonna sweat that. Don't need a Simmering Fury. And we're ready for our boss fight here. Well, I'm not gonna upgrade 2 attacks, because we only have 1 attack that needs to be upgraded. I think that cards which exhaust don't always exhaust. We'd like a lesson learned to exhaust. We'd like a scrawl not to exhaust. We'd like a vault not to exhaust. Let's give it a try. Lizard Tail is like, I understand for sure the value of Lizard Tail, but I don't think we're gonna need it. I think we can deal with like an oddly smooth stone. And I was just looking at like a potion, maybe? Like maybe instead of an attack potion? I don't know. I mean, what do you want from me here? We don't have to spend all our money. Surely there's a potion that would be better, though. It's not fire. It's definitely liquid memories. I think you'd rather, if we like our deck, we'd rather dump an attack potion and buy a liquid memories. That's an entropic brew. You're crazy. Dump the other attack potion and give me the entropic brew, which is basically like buying 4 potions. Okay. I mean, this is... We have a fully upgraded deck. That's a really good sign. It's an hour and 10 minutes long. That's bizarrely a great sign as well. So we love a signature move, but just start sensible here, okay? You drink your potion. You don't need an energy potion in all likelihood, although you do want to use entropic brew. But the first thing we do is signature move. I think we follow it with a liquid memories signature move. We should simply vault. Wave of the Hand is pretty good here. If we can just burn through this. We're not going to do like any attacks, which is pretty unfortunate. We're also not going to take any damage, though. And we have no need to use these potions yet. Keep in mind, we also got Entropic Brew to maybe, you know... Or we've also got Toy Ornithopter, so stalling on the potions is not so bad. This time, we're going to want to use an energy potion in order to get a Diva form out there. This means we don't take damage. And I honestly think you can just stall. This Diva form is going to do a lot of work for us. We need to get started, obviously. Again, we don't need to pop this until we take damage, but we might pop it earlier. We'll see. Here, I think we can get away with an Eruption, and then an Empty Fist. Get a little closer to something like Pen Nib. Let's just scrawl early. It didn't exhaust, which is exactly what we want to see. It's a good hit. We want to draw into some kind of decent defend. which for me means we're probably going to draw through these two, even though they're both decent. I want to see like a Spirit Shield, which we didn't get, but that's okay. We have Pen Nib active. Let's play Entropic Brew. We got a Block Potion, which is like pretty much exactly what we want to see. But I think for now, we'll actually just duplicate a Perseverance. And it's a little bit like... I think some people would suggest that that's probably overkill. But, I mean, we got so many potions to use on this fight. I'm like, why wouldn't you, right? So let's start with the Spirit Shield. You're going to die anyway, I think, but we have essentially infinite energy. We'll Flurry of Blows. We'll Flying Sleeves. We will rock you. We have to Empty Fist you, unfortunately. No, we could have... Yeah, okay, I understand now. We'll do it like this. Crescendo again. Do it like this. Kill you with this one. And now we honestly have to start looking at just being in Blasphemy range. It won't be this turn. Probably. This was one of the most solid runs I've ever had. The fact that this is a reasonably high-level Ascension is like... let's just describe it as very surprising to me. Might as well apply infinite weakness to you, I suppose. Yeah, like this... We just built... I mean, maybe the most overpowered deck that I've ever seen. Which is very remarkable. I may not even use Blasphemy. Like, I hope you'll forgive me that trespass. But I don't want to lose because my arithmetic's a little off. On the other hand, this would do 120 damage, and we could Duplication Potion it. It's so stupid. Just don't be an idiot. I mean, you could even just, like, look at this. Just Crescendo, and then Duplication Potion. Okay, don't put it into question. I would say, I know we've been saying this a lot lately. I guess it's a good sign. I would say it's one of the strongest runs we've ever had. It's an incredible score by my standards, especially considering the level of Ascension we're on here. Hey, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. And we're I wouldn't say cruising, but we're making a real effort of it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. See ya!